Well, good afternoon. This is part 2 of another basically information video about reconditioning another US model of soda siphon, this time made by Soda King, and this one's been called by the various experts a Paxton version after one of the designers of the soda siphon. Now this soda siphon was, I believe, designed by I think it was William Paxton, and also one of the co-designers was Norman Bel Geddes, which is what is actually designer. It's stamped on the base of the soda siphon here, along with the other information. So this is basically, it's a spun brass casing base with a die-cast top, which looks like that. And what we've done is we've dismantled this and we've replaced all the seals in here. So I think in the previous one, and it's been reassembled with some of the original parts in here, but we'll put it back together again with new parts to show them. So what we've got in here, and we'll start off with the main seal in the head, is this quite complicated seal, lip seal, which sits in a groove inside there, and the seal rests on top of the flange here, and the pressure inside the soda siphon helps to keep it closed. It's quite a complicated piece of kit. And then in the actual head, there is the dip tube, which is held on in place by basically a rubber bung, and that dip tube is made out of, I think it's either aluminium, painted aluminium, or painted brass. It's probably painted aluminium, and that sockets into here, which is where the soda flow control valve sits, and that is normally closed, and it's held closed by pressure from within the thing as well as spring pressure, and so it needs to be pressed down from the outside to control the soda flow. And then next door to it, underneath this strange cap, which looks like that, is a socket into which the CO2 capsule fits. So that would fit in there with the base down and the pointed end looking into that, and it sort of fits quite snugly in there. And at the bottom of this is a piercing pin, and a small hole that goes out into the body. At the base of this, to stop all of the gas escaping, is basically a cup-shaped seal around a shaft, and that is connected to this button here, which allows you to press and pierce the cartridge whilst the lid is actually on the soda siphon. So that's really it. So what we'll do is we'll take a brief break here, and we will put the siphon back together again with the new seals that we've developed, and we'll go through that in a second, and we will see whether we can actually pressurize this. Right, so this is where we actually put the soda siphon back together again, or some of it, parts of it. So originally in the head, underneath the soda control button was another seal that I forgot to mention about, and here's a copy. Well, here's the actual one from this soda siphon. And we have also, and there's the cup seal from underneath where the CO2 capsule goes. We were lucky to get those out. And also in the nose here, which you may be able to see underneath this little cover, is a diaphragm like that, and a rubber sealing washer, and that's an overpressure relief feature, so if you put too much pressure into it, that pops and lets all the pressure back out. So what we'll do is we'll take those away, and we'll bring in the seals that we produced. So what we've got here is a replacement seal for the dip tube, and that fits in there, and we'll fit that in a second. And then a replacement seal for this one, and we'll fit that in a second. And then we've already fitted a new overpressure release seal, and there it is. And that goes with a little round washer to provide the seal. And put those away for the moment because those have already been fitted. So what happens now is basically we'll fit this into the head, and this is a slightly different principle to the original one. Bit of a prototype here, so that goes inside. So what we do is, and I'm doing this off camera. Right, so what we've done is we've now fitted this new seal in there, and then we put in this new dip tube. That just forces into there. Put a capsule in, screw this down carefully onto there, like that. You know, just hand tight. So that head is now ready to be put on. This is just a spare capsule, or one of a slightly different size, because there are some slight length differences between the capsules, so this one may not actually fire properly. Anyway, now what we've got here is a bottle containing 2 pints of water. So we'll just, well, it's 4 cups, US cups I believe. So we just fill that up. Right, and it looks as though to the brim is about 950 millilitres, which we'll see. I don't really want to fill it up quite that high, because it'll overflow. So what we do is we screw that right down as hard as we can. There we are. And then hopefully this will discharge. Now I think you heard that. Give it a good shake. And that is it. And that's very gratifying, because it's worked first time. A lot of design work went into producing that replacement seal for this one. And that's really good. No obvious signs of leakage. So this may be the first time in 60 plus years, 70 years that this has been used. So let's have a go. Let's lift it down. See if it now works. So we've got a glass here, and you just press the, ooh, that's quite ferocious. And there you have it. One fully working, reconditioned, Norman Bel Geddes designed Soda King soda siphon. Thanks for your attention. This video has been brought to you by Aqua Spumante, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm very gratified that that worked. Thank you very much. Bye.